let us talk our ish for a moment. There is no other station in the country where you get a front row seat to hear from some of the biggest names in politics, pop culture, and sports. People like Grammy Award winner John Legend.
Knowing that fight isn't over, knowing that we've got to stay motivated and stay inspired. Glory was a song that myself and Common wrote. Two brothers from the Midwest, from Chicago and from Springfield, Ohio.
Oscar Award-winning actor Don Cheadle.
I know that we're the bright, shiny thing that sometimes gets the attention, but I would say don't listen to celebrities. You don't have to listen to us. Listen to yourself.
And President Donald Trump's son, Don Jr.
When did we have a strong economy? And I don't think anyone with a straight face can say right now. And the reality, when you look at it, it's not even voting for my father. Look at the team that's now surrounding him.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk. Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 1017 FM, 1510 a.m. WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
We bought that action.
The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
Did you ever think that you would be in this position right now where your daughter would have some way lose her life?
I didn't want to believe it. All the times I called, sometimes the phone would ring and ring and ring for days. I didn't want to know that she had successfully committed suicide.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we staying in our cell. We get fed in our cell. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother, Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, wow.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. Hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Speak up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering, awesome. Where's Tory? Like,
tell Tony, all aboard. It's okay to jump on the love train.
I'm not jumping on the love train.
We might got a couple seats left. left.
Listen, he ain't going to be, Jordan Love will not be the starter in 5 years.
Trash. That's a trash.
That's just my take.
Now you're trying to string it out.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Well, I'll need some apologies from the staff of 101.7.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. I think the line's messing up. Hey, Eddie. Oh, I guess something happened with Eddie.
Hush up, boy.
And they have an agenda. And the agenda is a satanic one. I don't know why people don't talk about it. You can't talk.
Yo, they just empty.
I want to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cups. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm.
Now, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And I'm but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How you doing, DJ Brother Z?
It's Taco Tuesday.
And how y'all doing out there in Radio Land? Truth Nation. Thank you for joining me this May 6, 2025. We got another powerful show for you today. So I'm gonna need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Okay? All right? I need them ears open today. Understand that it's something going on, and I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to give you ways to manage it as well. Ways to manage it. When it get hot out, a lot of people say when it get hot out, it's going to be a lot of drama. It's going to be a lot of things going on in the community. Every time it get hot, people get outside, they get to acting. If y'all understand what I'm saying, they get to acting out. And I see a lot of video on social media now. People's tagging me. Tory, you see this? Tory, did you see that? Look at this. Look at these people. Look at how they acted. And, I tried to get ahead of a lot of this. Well, but y'all told me, hey, Tory, go and talk to the city. And I gave him a plan, Ashanti Hamilton. I sat down with it. He ain't there no more. He left. They say he in the business sector. And I tried to talk to him, hey, this is a plan that we need to implement to get ahead of a lot of this stuff that is continuing to happen. Let's try to work this out and try to get a plan out here. And I ain't heard nothing since. And he left. He left the post. And I guess they got the position open, and a lot of people saying, Tory, hey, we need you to see if you can get that position. But I'll tell you this. It's not about a position. It's not about having a title. It's not about being in a position to get paid or not. It's about results. See, I'm a result-based person. I'm going to get together, gather folks together, and we're going to try to get an outcome that we can measure the energy, the effort. But I see that there's a wave of ideas out here in the streets. And notice I said streets. That it's almost unavoidable. Some people are choosing chaos over character. Some people are choosing chaos over just good character. And I come on the airwaves and I try to tell you, you got to show good character nowadays. Because everybody ready to act the act. Everybody ready to act the fool. Everybody ready to be about that drama. Everybody ready tensed. You know, so when they outside, they already have a preconceived notion that if anybody say something to me, or if anybody do something to me, or if I see the op, or all of this, I'm going to react in a certain way. It's already in their minds that they going to explode soon as somebody try to confront them, or if they see somebody they want to confront, or, you know, it's already ready. It's already pre-packaged in their minds. And I try to tell people, you got to choose character over the chaos. It's simple. You got to understand what is character. Tory, what do you mean? Do you mean character like a cartoon? What is that? What do you mean good character? Character refers to a combination of traits, qualities, and values that determine a person's moral fiber, personality, and behavior. Character. We got to get back to good character. Integrity. You know, trustworthy, transparent, you know, integrity, ethics, making choices that align with moral principles, empathy, showing compassion, kindness, and understanding. A lot of y'all ain't got empathy. But we got to get back to it. We got to get back to having that empathy, taking responsibility. Taking responsibility, understanding that, okay, if I do something out here, I'm going to have to pay the price for it. Resilience, coping with challenges and setbacks, having the emotional intelligence to be resilient. Coping with the challenges. Okay, this may be bad, but we going to work through it. We may have a disagreement, but I ain't got to hate you. Mental intelligence, emotional intelligence, self-discipline regarding one's emotions, thoughts, and actions. You got to have self-discipline when it comes to your emotions. And some of y'all let y'all emotions run wild. You know, you go through emotions of anger, sadness, feeling betrayed, feeling wrong. These are emotions that, and I'm not saying that they're not legit. Some of it is legit to feel that way. But is it legit to act that way? Now, sometimes y'all may have the right feeling of emotion, but how you acted out the emotion got you in trouble. Or how you acted out the emotion caused you and others harm. Understand what I'm saying? You gotta have good character. You gotta stay on your square. You can't let nobody trick you out of your freedom, trick you out of your spot. You gotta know when to shift the energy, shift directions, to not engage. You got to practice on how to disengage. I think most of us watch programming that show people engaging in foolishness. They teaching you that. You watching the Baddies Club. You watching the videos to tell you to go spin the block. They telling you to engage. But do you ever know or do you ever practice how to disengage? Conflict resolution. Emotional intelligence. Walk away. Remain silent. We're not seeing that being taught. We're not seeing that being taught to the young people. That's why they're ready to explode. That's why they're ready to crash out. Because the world is telling them, you got to do that. You got to approach the op. When I see the op, I'm going to get the op. When I see the person I got a problem with, I'm going to check that person. I want to check somebody. This is where the emotions run high. Because just because you're going to confront somebody about something, if you confront them in a manner where you trigger them to have a response, then you gotta, ain't no telling where that's gonna end up. They choosing chaos. Chaos refers to a state of complete disorder, confusion, unpredictability, and can manifest in various ways. Choosing chaos, choosing disorder, choosing to confuse people, starting fights among brothers and sisters, gossiping, instigating. Chaos, choosing chaos, creating turmoil, creating disorder, lack of organization, uncertainty, unpredictability. Now you can't even go outside because you don't know if they're going to get you back. You went and did something. Now you can't even go to the store. So, and some of y'all fighting with folks in y'all neighborhood. Now you can't even go outside. Uncertainty, causing stress and drama. Chaos. Confusion. Mayhem. These are the things that chaos is going to bring. You got to choose character over chaos. You got to practice to not get involved as much as you have practiced how to get involved with foolishness. Understand what I'm saying, Truth Nation? This is what we finna see. This is what you're looking at. People choosing chaos over character. And it has to be reversed. We have to get in these classrooms, we have to get in these homes, and we have to teach these people what these words mean. Understanding that if you choose chaos, you're choosing turmoil. The moment you want to check somebody, you're choosing to be disorderly. You're choosing to create disorder. You're choosing to create confusion. Chaos, mayhem, you're choosing that. When you have good character, you're choosing to have integrity. Taking responsibility, being resilient, self-discipline. This has to be taught to the new generation and to some of y'all grown folks who teaching the young people, oh, I wouldn't take that if I was you. You a grown up, why you telling the young kid that? What are they supposed to do after you tell them that? I don't even practice arguing with folks. I don't. God bless you. It's not worth the outcomes. Some of y'all know what y'all can do if y'all choose chaos. Y'all know what y'all capable of, but do you know what the other person is capable of? It's always somebody willing to take it that much further than you. Than you trying to take it or take it there quicker than you gonna take it. You taking a chance. Understand what I'm saying, Truth Nation, today. You gotta choose good character over chaos. What'd I say? Good character over chaotic behavior. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke.
This is 101.7 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and I am Milwaukee. I take great pride in being a 414 boy and representing the city that I love. The great memories I have of going to Northtown Cinema to see movies with family and friends, to going to Capitol Court to see the Black Santa Claus, this city has helped shape me into the man that I am today, and I pledge to utilize my voice as a way to advocate for you in our community. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations, where you can speak your truth. We are the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk.
It's 101.7 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now, because you can get up to 6 years of 0% financing at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Yes, no interest for up to 72 months, and the full Pella experience is always included. That means the Pella team is with you from start to finish. They don't disappear after the work is done. Set up your free in-home consultation. You commit to nothing at this point. A Pella design expert will listen to your vision and then present the different colors, sizes, and customizations needed to make that vision a reality. It can feel overwhelming to consider what feels like limitless possibilities, but Pella's design team can help narrow those options down for you to create that dream upgrade. Hurry! Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends May 31st, 2025. So visit PellaWI.com today.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Immerse yourself in a place where bold ideas are sought after, where all are encouraged to bring their personal flourish. Here, innovation is a way of life. In this city, the beat flows. Together, we're dancing to the rhythm. Forward. Now, it's your turn to grab hold of that energy, where you'll remember not just the meals, the celebrations, or the uncommon coast. What you'll remember is how we made you feel. Come experience Milwaukee, where fresh meets fearless every day.
I'm attorney David Gruber. We've helped injured Wisconsinites for more than 30 years. Trust our hometown team to get you back in the game. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
For general contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
She thinks she done made me, can I get her by my side? Double up, bust on her watch, she know that I'm timeless.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. We was talking about, before we went to break, character over chaos. And only reason I want to have these conversations is because these are very important, that affect us on a day-to-day basis. And I'll tell you this, I think that many times we become distracted by other situations that don't directly affect us, and then we spend a lot of our energy and the time talking about things that don't directly affect us, but then we get outside, and when things directly affect us, we don't have the solutions or ways to get around it because we're not spending a lot of time and energy to try to focus on our local ideas that affect us directly. And it's cool to have all these different conversations. I'm with it. I do it for a living. But the most important conversations is how we can take action. This show is about that action. This is what we got to do when we confront things, when we see it in real time. We got to know what ideas to apply. And you got to protect your character. You got to protect yourself from people who love the drama and the chaos. I got a few ways. And before we get to the pop culture report, I got a few ways. I'm not going to just tell you what not to do. I'm going to try to give you some tips on how to do it, okay? I got 10 ways to protect your character from chaos. 1, set clear boundaries. Establish limits to maintain your integrity and emotional well-being. You got to understand your limits. When you're out with people, you got to establish, okay, I don't mind this, but I'm not doing that. And you got to be able to go. You can, even if you're at somebody else's house, somewhere where people are doing things that you don't practice, you got to leave. You got to know when it's time to go. Don't wait until it go down. Be about that action. Don't be reactionary. Understand that you have a set clear boundaries. You got set clear boundaries on how you're going to operate yourself out in the public. And if they at your house, you can ask them to go. You got to set clear boundaries on how you're going to conduct yourself when it comes to being outside. See a lot of people doing something you don't like, you can always leave. Prioritize self-care. Take care of your physical, emotional, and mental health. You got to. If somebody's stressing you out, you got to know, okay, this person can't be around me too much longer. If this person always gossiping and starting drama, okay, I don't need this person in my life because eventually somebody gonna come and try to check you about the drama that you probably heard or you engaged in. You got to kind of put a limit to a lot of that. Surround yourself with positivity. Build a supportive network of people who uplift and encourage you. Now, that's key right there. That's key. You got to have people around you that uplift you and encourage you. And not in your BS. Not in your crap. I ain't talking about encouragement. Hey, if I was you, I'd go over there and beat them up. That ain't no encouragement. DJ Brother Z. They trying to amp you up to go do something crazy that's going to affect your life and may harm other people. So I'm not talking about that kind of person. I'm talking about somebody that's supporting your goals. The people in your circle should be your biggest cheerleaders. They should be the biggest people that want you to succeed. Some of y'all circles got folks that's hating on you. They not trying to be your biggest cheerleader. They just benefiting off of what you can do for them. But that's why you got to take your time. Surround yourself with positive ideas, positive people. I always talk about developing emotional intelligence, but you got to recognize and manage your emotions to respond wisely to challenging situations. Respond wisely to challenging situations. Yeah, you can throw some punches and hit this person. You can cuss this person out. But if you got emotional intelligence, you'll see it ain't even worth it. You got to be tough to have emotional intelligence. You got to be weak to respond emotionally to everything. Understanding how to move in chaotic situations, emotional intelligence. Avoid negative influences. Don't hang around people that's doing you. We all know what negativity. Do I have to explain what negativity is, DJ Brother Z? I don't. I hope not. I hope not. But avoid it. We all see and hear when people start doing things and we be like, hey, but that's your buddy. And you overlook it? Nah, you got to change. You got to change that person. And I know we love people and they be acting negative and we want to support that person, but you can't waste your energy on people that don't want to progress and grow. You can't. That's a waste of energy and you're going to waste your time and probably end up in a situation that you didn't even see coming. Seek guidance. Find mentors, find role models, get into places where the positive energy is and get with those people. You know what I found out, DJ Brother Z? I had to take accountability for my actions of being around folks, even though I didn't do nothing. You know what I mean? I could have not been around these people. I could have chose better people to hang out with. I could have chose a better person to be in a relationship with. That was my fault I got in that bad relationship. I should have, now I learned my lesson. Now I'm going to choose better people. I'm going to choose better ideas instead of just going along to get along. Being loyal to the wrong thing. It ain't nothing wrong with being loyal. But sometimes you could dedicate and be loyal to the wrong thing. Character over chaos. We got to take that with us this whole summer. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have a Pop Culture Report, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey everybody, it's Melanie Ricks. You all know I love supporting a local team. That's why I'm excited to tell you about UW Credit Union. They've been serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. And when I was in school, they helped me learn how to plan for my future and make my money grow. Even now, they're still always there for me when I have questions, and they'll be there for you too. So stop by any of their 13 Milwaukee area branches or visit uwcu.org to become a UW Credit Union member today, like me. Federally insured by NCUA.
Aging well means staying healthy, active, and independent. To age well, we need to take care of our bones. 10 million Americans have osteoporosis, a hereditary disease that makes bones weak and more likely to break. Thankfully, we can all take simple steps to improve our bone health at any age. Eat a healthy diet that is rich in calcium and vitamin D. Get regular weight-bearing exercise, which means on our feet. Get bone health tips at pathtogoodbonehealth.org.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Ben Jammin with his truth.
Truth Nation and all the juicy jammers out there, can I be honest? Honest about what? Honest about me. Honest about following your dreams. Matthew 16, verse 26. What is it profit a man to gain the world but lose his soul? I didn't know what I was getting into when my mother birthed me. I never imagined walking out of a job would lead me here. Back in 2017, I was working third shift at a grocery store, hating it. I knew I had to make a change. One day I walked out. No plan, just a leap of faith. 2 months later, I got a job with V100, and it was on and popping. I met Wiz Khalifa, Jerry Springer, Ice Cube, and Charlamagne the God. But in 2020, everything changed. COVID hit, and I was furloughed. But it gave me clarity. Clarity on who I was, who my real fans were, and what I truly wanted. After 8 months, I got an opportunity with 1017 The Truth. I got the chance to speak on air, and things took off. I started as a producer, and now I'm the host of Jammin' with Juice. I've spoken with the White House, NBA All-Stars, and even killed an unreleased track with one of your favorite rappers. Through it all, I remained vulnerable with you, Truth Nation, especially after losing my dad. But here's the truth. It's not just about following your dreams. It's about preparing for them. What you want to happen is going to happen. But if you're not ready for it, you have to watch it pass you by. As a great prophet once said, you only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. So if it wasn't for the divine timing of the George Floyd assassination, the time that I took for myself to become greater, or the vision of the CEO of our company, 1017 The Truth, or myself wouldn't be here. So I call it divine timing. I can tell you to follow your dreams, but it's much better if you prepare for them.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to Jammin' with Juice with Ben Jammin and Carrie Noni weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snime. Milwaukee Brewers got their second win in a row on Monday night, this time in Game 1 of a 3-game series against the Houston Astros by a final score of 5-1.
The 2-2. Breaking ball hammered deep. Right center field. Way back. Cam Smith at the track. The wall. Goodbye. Yelich delivers Brewers a 2-run, 2-out home run in the third, and the Brewers have a 3-0 lead.
With the win, the Brewers improved to 18-18 on their season. They're back at it tonight against the Astros. 6:40 with the first pitch. Chad Patrick on the mound for the Brew Crew. Over to the NBA, where both road teams got wins in Game 1 of the East and West semifinals. The Knicks beating the Celtics 108-105, and the Nuggets beating the Thunder 121-119. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Truth Nation, it's time to start jamming with juice. This is the Pop Culture Report with Carrie Noni and Ben Jammin on the Tory Lowe Show. Tap in to see what's trending today on Pop Culture Report.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show, Pop Culture Report brought to you by Ben Jammin.
It is amazing.
And Carrie Noni Juice World in studio.
Yeah, I was keeping it juicy, y'all.
Hey, what's happening then?
What's happening?
Hey.
What's happening, my brother?
You got new braids.
You know I do a little something after, the WBAs. We try to do a little something.
Congratulations on your WBA.
Hey, congratulations
By the way,
on the
I know
truth.
It's Tuesday, but still.
Hey, the truth, we was in the building.
Yeah, that was an idea of yours.
Hey.
And we did the daggone thing. Had a lot of fun. You got to stay one of them nights.
Dang, Tory, you never stood one of the nights at the WBA.
I'll tell you this. One time I was thinking about it.
Stood. You ain't stood over.
Oh, wow. Is that where they get the word stood up from?
Yeah, you ain't stood over, bro.
Oh, wow.
Should have stood.
Nah, hey,
Bro, it's stayed, but okay.
Don't wreck my vernacular, Juice.
Whatever, dude.
All right, whatever vocabulary I'm trying to use.
Whatever you want to do, we can do it.
Just like a woman.
Okay.
Out here trying to clean up some stuff.
He tries to bait me.
They ain't even
reel you in.
I'm not going to let him get me.
It's okay. I'm going to go light on you today. I'm like a period.
Okay. Go for it. So you never stood?
No, I did not. Oh, wow.
Stood over?
You ain't stood over, bro.
Oh, wow.
We're going to all have to stay over one night
I think
next year we're
going to have to really do it up.
I think we're gonna have to make our own party. I ain't gonna front. we do the whole WBA thing, and then afterwards we have our own after party. That's what we gonna do.
Ben be really outside at the WBA.
Ben be wanting to go to a Diddy party. That's what that's about.
Ben be up there. They be walking around. Yeah.
Where's the coke?
Wow.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Being at the WBA is damn near feel like you're part of the Illuminati.
Oh, wow.
Because it really is a secret society of radio and TV people in Wisconsin that you know.
Why are you saying it's a secret society?
No,
what makes it secret?
It's just all the stations
right.
across
What
the
it make
state.
it secret, bro?
It's just a gala.
Okay. So let's put this.
I don't know if it's that secret. I don't think we'd be invited if that was the case.
Well, it is somewhat secretive. A lot of radio stations didn't even know it existed until we started going.
Well, a lot of 300 and some radio stations knew it existed.
Right. What are you talking about?
300 stations not a lot, though.
No, I'm talking about in the state of Wisconsin. We in the state of Wisconsin.
How many radio stations y'all would think is in Wisconsin?
In Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Not that many.
How many radio stations? Take a guess right now.
It's not a lot.
In Wisconsin.
What does it say, Ben? Let us know something.
I'm still looking.
Here we go. The computer, like, you talking about Wisconsin?
I can see if you said Chicago.
Right. Chicago has the top 3 media markets. Chicago, LA, and New York.
Right.
Okay. But we not too far from Chicago, but
did you get
like I said, we not in the top tier of like when it comes to all around media. Okay, I can agree with that. AI ain't even trying to mess with me, right?
No, they not, because nobody ain't never asked that question.
Wisconsin?
You got AI working hard today.
Man,
that's funny, but
hey,
no,
they should know something.
I don't know why you thinking it's like a secret society though.
Okay,
it's a known
everything
thing.
Everything is secret
He
society.
wants it to be a secret. He wants to be a part of a secret
right.
society. He wants to
you
be
can
part
tell
of the
where he gonna go. Once he get into Hollywood, we gonna lose Ben.
Look, all I'm saying is,
we gonna lose him.
If y'all lose me, it means you never had me.
We gonna try to reel you back,
and hopefully y'all do. I'm
gonna leave him out there.
If we become too famous, too big, and you see Ben jamming, dye my hair. If I ever dye my hair, I ain't gonna lie.
Blonde?
Yeah, if I do the blonde thing,
the blonde beard,
the blonde beard, bro.
Looking like Jadena.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what the folks do, though. As soon as they get on, they get to bleaching their hair and stuff, put peroxide all in there. Like, nah, bro. Like, that's not you. That's not your hair, bro.
You saw Future just dyed his hair.
That's what I'm
cut
saying.
his dreads off.
411, what?
Radio stations.
Radio stations, yeah.
See? And that's what I'm saying, bro. So how many of y'all think really be at the WBAs now? You know?
Well, I said 300, so.
It's the top ones.
Yeah, and you can't just come there. You got to be in the top 3.
Nah, you got to be in them rooms, Tory. What you be saying? You got to be in them rooms.
Well, I think the way they got it set up, because I looked at the thing, because after I got second place the other day, I definitely went through all the rules and everything. I was like, because I never heard of, but I guess she's in Madison.
But she's on radio or podcast?
I guess she's on radio in Madison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never seen it in my last 3 years, but I guess that's where
it'll
it's
probably
at.
Happen again.
But what I'm saying is, I had to go through all the criteria. I went through all that. I was like, okay, let me see. We've been just going up here. Let me look at this.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it's all good.
That's crazy, Tory.
I mean, it is all good though, man. Because at the end of the day, whether you give up your butthole to get in a room, or you just work hard for it, you're gonna get there one way or another.
Hey, we got viscera in this.
Well, we're gonna move on. Did you see the looks at the Met Gala last night?
Oh wow. Yeah, the Met Gala went down.
Did you like any of the? Do you have any?
You know what I'm starting to see?
Looks?
People have already worn fashion so much that Andre 3000 came in with a piano strapped to his back.
On the back.
Yeah, he making a statement
Caroline.
right now. He making a statement right now.
What do you think he was trying to say?
What was the statement?
I think he might be dropping like a piano album or something.
Okay.
You think he's a good pianist?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised
He sold the flute album.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he just was like, pow, piano album right on y'all heads.
That'd be interesting.
But my favorite part
fashion
was Rihanna.
has went too
I'm
far.
not gonna lie.
At the Met Gala, it goes too far.
It's supposed to.
See, and this is where I'm perplexed at. Because on one end, right, we have all these fashion ideas out here. You see the rip the runways and stuff. But a lot of those outfits, you would never, like Andre 3000, he got a piano on his back. I ain't never finna wear this in real life.
You finna go to the club with that on?
You know what I'm saying? I got the piano on my back, dog. Check me out. No, it's not happening.
Well, that's not what it's for.
But when you get to the upper echelon, you can wear whatever you want to wear.
I mean, at the Met Gala, yes.
How was Andre 3000 sitting down in his chair?
I'm sure I'm sure the piano was for the pictures, and when he gets inside, he takes the piano off.
I'm just saying, I always thought that the idea of doing any kind of fashion runway was to be able to sell the clothing.
That's not what the Met Gala
for the
is.
piece for the night.
That's not necessarily what the
Then explain to me, Juice, since you know so much. Damn.
Yeah, because I looked it up.
Talk to me then.
So I looked it up because I wanted to know exactly what the Met Gala was, because I see it every year, but then I never really understand, what's really going down and why, what it is. So apparently the Met Gala, formerly known as the Costume Institute Benefit, is an annual fundraising event for the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute in New York City. It's held on the first Monday of May, and it marks the opening of the Institute's annual fashion exhibit. The gala is renowned for its for its exclusive guest list, extravagant fashion, and thematic dress codes that attendees are expected to interpret through their attire. So every single year, the Met Gala has a certain theme, and so you're supposed to come dressed in that theme as extravagantly as you necessarily want to. So it's not like a fashion show to the extent of like, hey, this is the fall fashion looks or spring fashion looks. It's more so of like designer brands showing off what they can do and partnering up with certain celebrities that will look good with it.
Now you pointed out Rihanna's outfit. Is she pregnant again?
Yeah, so she announced her pregnancy. That's why I appreciated her coming out, popping out, doing everything she needed to do with that. So she's pregnant. Hopefully it's a girl. Now, some people are thinking that it's twins because she said, I brought the kids. It sounded like she said, I brought the kids. But it could have just...
But she got more than one child on her.
They already got 2 kids right now.
No, like she was pointing at her stomach. She said, I brought the kids.
Nah,
because she didn't bring the other 2. So why would she say she brought the kids?
I mean, maybe the other 2 was with ASAP.
They were. They were not.
Okay. All right. Hey, maybe they're twins.
So
man.
maybe it's twins.
So
maybe it's not. I don't know. But I just hope it's a girl for her sake because who wouldn't want a little baby Rihanna running around?
It's so crazy. I remember the
little
days,
baby Riri, Robin.
I remember the days when people used to call Rihanna a man.
I have never heard that before in my life. That was Sierra.
No, I heard that about Rihanna.
I never heard anybody call Rihanna a man.
That's why they said Chris Brown had beat her up because he found out she was a man.
Okay.
But that was all rumor. That was all allegedly.
It was all fake.
Because I'm
ain't no allegedly. It was all fake.
I'm just like, look at her. I'm just like, look at her out here about to drop out some babies.
You're like, what is up with you?
What are you talking about, bro?
Did you think Sierra was a man too?
I'll tell you this. I wasn't knowledgeable of any other sexualities up until they started calling Sierra a hermaphrodite. I thought that everybody was just born either boy or girl, but I didn't know you could be born with both. But I definitely don't think Sierra was ever a hermaphrodite.
Got it. You just thought Rihanna had,
Nah, it was just a rumor. That's what I'm saying. It's just like people, especially when you get to such high...
You said allegedly, and it's like, ain't no allegedly about it.
Like for instance, when you get to such high fame, people like to throw these sexual ideas out at you. Like they called Rihanna a man. They called Michelle Obama's a man named Michael. These are the types of things people go with. And even towards the fact that, like, I just heard them talking about Busta Rhymes. They even talking about Busta Rhymes.
Well, he looked like he had on a dress at one event. This red kind of outfit. But to me, it seems like in order to like do extreme fashion, it's kind of zesty. It kind of gets zesty, just when you start.
Why you say zesty?
Because zesty is,
And why black men gotta be zesty?
I mean, it seemed like it just looks zesty to me. Like, when you start getting into it means a little.
I thought that was a season.
A little zest.
You never saw a white zesty man?
Nah, they don't be called white dudes zesty. They just be black dudes. Oh, he a little zesty.
Because I don't think zesty has anything to do with just LGBTQ. I think zesty is like
an act.
It's like a borderline idea where masculine is tempering with feminine.
See, look,
like it's a behavioral idea.
Yeah, it's kind of zesty. Yeah, it's like crossing boundaries,
like
lightly crossing the boundaries. Yeah,
like Prince was zesty.
Prince was zesty,
but he wasn't gay though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think zesty. I don't think zesty actually has to mean that you're actually all the way in. I think zesty is like you're
like metrosexual.
You're like flamboyant.
You're tiptoeing.
So if you get your eyebrows arched, are you zesty?
I don't know, because a lot of men do. Big Daddy Kane did it.
Keep playing with me, Ben.
So I don't think that zest is like that. I think when you start dancing around masculine and feminine ideas, that's when you start getting the zest.
I definitely think Young Thug was zesty though. Yeah. Young Thug was definitely zesty, throwing the whole dress on. I thought that was zesty. There's some things that people do out here that you just got to question, man.
He said he had to hide the AK-47.
Yeah, hey, and he used to call them things something that rhymes with sticks. All right, and I was like, dang, that's super zesty.
Would you call Justin Bieber zesty?
I would call him
traumatized.
He needs help. Justin Bieber needs help. He needs to call the 411 line. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
I'm serious.
Because they say
that's 988.
988. There we go.
When he had hugged Jaden from the back, people were saying that was a little bit much.
That was too much. And then Jaden leaned into it too. He bagged up. I said, "Oh hell no."
Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more Pop Culture Report with Ben Jammin.
I'm swinging on somebody.
And Carrie Noni Juice.
That's what it is.
Androgynous.
Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices, Milwaukee Black Talk.
The Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, we're talking about up to $5 million, which for small business owners, we need that. That's like payroll, that's resources. So can you just let us know, what is the program and why is this lending program so important to Old National Bank?
Years ago, our CEO, Jim Ryan, this program is his brainchild. He was working with Roland Shelton, who you know, Denise, out of Evansville, and they identified that African-American business owners, Hispanic business owners, Native American business owners, as well as women business owners had a difficult time in obtaining financing from the traditional credit partners. And so we went out, created a program, launched it last year, 2023. And so far last year, we have helped over 100 successful minority and women-owned businesses with about $25 million in loans. We've already started this year with almost $8 million in approvals, again, geared toward minority business owners and women business owners that normally had difficulties in obtaining traditional credit finance.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now, because you can get up to 6 years of 0% financing at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Yes, no interest for up to 72 months, and the full Pella experience is always included. That means the Pella team is with you from start to finish. They don't disappear after the work is done. Set up your free in-home consultation. You commit to nothing at this point. A Pella design expert will listen to your vision and then present the different colors, sizes, and customizations needed to make that vision a reality. It can feel overwhelming to consider what feels like limitless possibilities, but Pella's design team can help narrow those options down for you to create that dream upgrade. Hurry! Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends May 31st, 2025. So visit PellaWI.com today.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
For the crew, woo woo. I done did the robbing, I done did the jacking. Now I'm full rapping. I put on my brothers, I put on my had to wear the dress, cause I had a stick. You know where the bag is, tell me where it is. I came from rest, the riches on the shit. I can no longer this.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report brought to you by Benjamin.
It's amazing.
Carrie Noni Juice.
I was giving a juicy y'all. Hey.
Hey, what else is going on in these pop culture streets?
I mean, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Oh, I thought you was going to say something. I mean, we briefly were just talking about Diddy, and his trial started yesterday.
Jury selection.
Yeah. I don't know. It ain't really much to it. I guess you were informing me that they have to they can argue, I guess, who the top 12
right.
be.
They all the way down to, who they want to actually be on the jury. Both sides.
So both sides have to agree on all 12?
Well, they have to, they can eliminate certain people too, all the way down to the final 12, and then you got some extras just in case. But like I said, you get to try to, if you got somebody who think is more favorable to your case, you want to keep them, but then the other side can be like, nope, I asked them this question, I don't like that, get rid of them. So it's like all the way down to the last, selection, even the extras.
I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be a juror on that trial.
Why not?
Are you kidding me? I've seen stories and too many TV shows and movies where the juror gets like knocked off for trying to put somebody in jail.
That's true.
No, thank you. Not with this one. Diddy seemed like he'll be crazy about this.
I do wonder how they pick the jurors, because I know typically when it comes down to jurors, they're supposed to pick them from like the county or the city that the court case is residing in. Mm-hmm. But it being Diddy and how high profile he is, I wonder how they're going to go about picking the jurors, because it's like each and every one of them jurors have to know about this case,
right.
Seeing social media, some of their ideas or perceptions of who Diddy is have been altered ever since those things came out. So how will he be able to get a fair trial?
I think that with the questions that they ask, they'll be able to see or determine maybe if you might have some type of bias to the trial. I know when I was on jury duty, they was asking us a bunch of questions, and I was trying to act biased, and it didn't even work.
Yeah.
They still kept me.
It's so crazy because, like, what do you say as a lawyer? Like, it's like if I say take that, what do you say? You know what I'm saying? Like, because you got to test each and every one of these jurors out.
Finish the sentence.
Finish the sentence. Take that. Take that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Just no.
If I say making, you say what? The pen. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? Like
making the pen.
I've been around the world. Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. I know the lawyers are having fun with this, but at the same time, it is a serious case. A man's life is on the line, and he might have actually done these crimes.
They might ask, like, hey, have you ever had a loved one be, like, sexually assaulted?
Right.
Like, stuff like that,
Right.
Also, they'll ask you, do you know celebrities? Do you know any celebrities? Do you have any connections with certain celebrities?
Yeah, what industry are you in? They'll ask stuff like that, probably.
What do you lather up with after you get out of a shower?
Bruh.
Because if you're still using the baby oil, okay, you might have to go. You know what I'm saying? But if you use lotion, you might be in.
You want to be a comedian? Are you practicing?
Have you ever been called to do jury duty, Benji?
Twice, but I've never been picked as a juror, though.
Okay.
I've never been picked.
Good God. They would probably be like, no, I don't want this brother.
They heard what you had to say, and they was like, oh, we don't want him on there.
Ben probably tried hard to stay on there, too.
I'm just saying, man. You get a nice little check for doing your civic duty. So, and it actually, I said a little check. It's a little check.
It ain't that nice.
Shoot, I got paid $9.
And what you do with that?
Right.
Huh? Give it to the Vatos.
A lot of people feel like more black people need to be on the jury because of how we get treated in these trials.
I just don't want to see old, crusty white people on there. If I see old, crusty white people, I know how this is going.
I know they threaten a lot of people, be like, you don't want to go to trial because you might get an all-white jury. And somebody be like, take the plea deal.
Hey. Hopefully you got a bunch of millennials on there, man. That's why the generation is going to save Diddy. They'll be the millennial generation.
I don't think
not the Gen Zers, millennials.
All right.
Get millennials, Diddy.
Hey, look, when we come back,
like he can just choose.
We'll have more conversation. All right, Benjamin.
It's amazing.
All right, Carrie Noni Juice. Thank you for that pop culture report.
Take that.
Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Truth Nation, it's a big week for the Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Southeast. So let's go. Have you ever wanted to become a Girl Scout? Sign up for their extended year membership today. Girls can join just for $98 and adults for only $42. Take advantage of their extended year membership by June 30th. And girls starting kindergarten and first grade in 2025 will receive 3 fun skill-building activity books for the whole family and more. It's a special big week for the Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Southeast. To become a Girl Scout this year, join today at gswise.org. Join today.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on YouTube every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can watch the best radio show in Wisconsin by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Watch me explore the issues which are shaping our community while also having fun discussions, pop culture, current events, all kind of stuff going on right here on YouTube right now by subscribing to 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
Keep your business safe, secure, and spotless with the Omega Security Guard and Cleaning Team. Proudly located in Milwaukee and female-owned, Omega delivers professional security and tailored cleaning services to meet your needs. Whether it's event security or a custom cleaning plan, their dedicated team goes above and beyond to exceed your expectations. Because at Omega, they're not just your service provider, they're your partner in peace of mind. Contact Omega Security Guard today or online at OmegaSecurityGuard.com. Omega Security Guard and Cleaning, protecting what matters most.
Carrie, where's Tory, Lowe, and Dr. Ken at? I'm trying to knock these commercials out.
How am I supposed to know, Sherwin?
Well, I'm about to do their parts because my impressions are on point anyway. This is Dr. Ken Harris from Truth in the Afternoon, and I want you to download the Truth app in the Google Play Store and Apple Store so you can never miss my show or any of the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Really, Kyle?
Sherwin, you are crazy.
Sherwin, your impression of me is horrible. Move. Give me my mic. I guess I'll just repeat what Sherwin said. Go to the Google Play Store or Apple Store to download the 1017 The Truth app today so you can take the home of Milwaukee Black Talk with you wherever you are.
Can't listen live? Download the new 1017 The Truth app on your smartphone today to catch up on all your favorite shows. Search 1017 The Truth on your Google Play Store or Apple App Store so you don't miss out on any of the action. You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Ray Riley with your news update. A burglary at a popular West Dallas vegan restaurant. Police are searching for a suspect who broke into Twisted Plants just before midnight Sunday and took off with the cash register. Surveillance footage shows a white male about 6 feet tall with a medium build smashing the glass door, taking the cash register, and fleeing in an orange Honda Element. He stole about $1,000 in cash. Anyone with information should contact West Dallas Police Department. The Milwaukee Public Museum is not only getting a new address, but it will also have a new name and logo when it makes the move to 6th and McKinley downtown. It will be known as the Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin, and the logo will feature the likeness of the institution's twin buildings, now under construction near Pfizer Forum. Museum officials wanted a name that reflects the statewide attraction that the museum already is, featuring collections of items from all of Wisconsin's 72 counties. The new museum is expected to open in early 2027. Getting probation after assaulting an elementary school teacher. 35-year-old Katoya Hearn of Milwaukee pled guilty to felony battery of a school district officer. She assaulted a special education teacher at the start of the meeting at Benjamin Franklin Elementary in November 2024, hitting her multiple times in the face and head, causing a concussion. She also intentionally broke a laptop before fleeing the school while yelling threats to other staff. The court reduced Hearn's sentence to 3 years probation and 30 hours of community service. Her restitution hearing is set for July. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And when we started the show today, we talked about character over chaos. And I tried to break down some of those ideas, how to stay in character, stay in your idealisms of who you are as a person, instead of getting into the mayhem of chaos and confusion. And I think a lot of people like when people are confused and chaotic because it's easy to tell that you're emotionally driven. And it's ways. Once a person finds out you're emotionally driven and you can't control your emotions, they can string you around. They can actually puppeteer you around too. You can't control your emotions. But what I want to talk about is somebody came up to me and was like, Tory, a lot of the youth like listening to your show. And they said, well, why don't you try to help, since they're listening, why don't you try to help actually, talk about things like conflict resolution and how to maneuver in that way. And I was like, you know what? Salute. And this was a teacher that told me this. A teacher that told me that, hey, the kids talk about you. Their parents watch you on social media. A lot of these families in Milwaukee have grown with me through my movement. And now their children are familiar with me because I probably helped their family. And now they're tapped in. And sometimes when we talk about influence, sometimes we got to take time out to talk to the youth and talk to those that may be in a situation where they may feel like they're being bullied, or maybe they feel like they have to go with the status quo of crashing out, or they're being influenced in that direction. But it's a new day. It's a new day, and there are people out here willing to stand on the front lines and teach, and not only teach, but show empathy for our youth, for the children, and making sure that we give them the information that they need. I remember I had a mentor that took me into this class, and I remember I used to feel like depressed as a kid. Like sometimes the situations of growing up in poverty was overwhelming to me. It was very overwhelming to go through, like, not having things, shoes, clothing that you think that you want. And I was kind of depressed, and I was kind of all over the place. And it took somebody, a mentor, to come along and say, come here, let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to react. Let me show you how to control your emotions. It took somebody that I didn't know, a stranger, to kind of educate me on how I was feeling and how to direct how I feel. And the word that he taught me, because he picked up on something. This is what he picked up on. He said, because I was talking and he was like, Tory, you got low self-esteem. And I didn't even know what low self-esteem, high self-esteem, I never heard of that word. And so he told me what it was. He had broke it down. High self-esteem, you're thinking highly about yourself. You're working to create a positive, character for yourself. High self-esteem. Low self-esteem, you're depressed, angry, confused. You think less of yourself. You're not thinking highly of who you are. You have low self-esteem, and you're operating on a low frequency. So when he started breaking down what it was, I was able to relate to what was happening to me emotionally. Because I had anger issues, where was my dad? Why my dad ain't around? I was at grandma's house, so I had questions. Do my mom even love me? Do she even love me? These are things as a kid that I had to have somebody teach me how to mitigate in my mind coming up. So when you don't have somebody telling you how you feel and giving you the right way to deal with it, then you got a bunch of kids out here that's just reacting and just going with what they're feeding them. And many of the artists today are crash out dummies. A matter of fact, many of the young artists are going to jail. They say NBA YoungBoy, he just got out of jail. Like, these are artists that these kids are listening to, and they're promoting this poo shiesty, crash out nature, or, the ratchet turn up era, of ratchetness. So these kids are thinking that, okay, this is how I gotta deal with it, because they're listening to these artists who are influencing them. And a lot of people say, well, music don't influence people. Well, music don't really influence people that understand what's happening. You're right. You're kind of right, but you're kind of not right. Because if nobody's teaching
these children, then they'll get the influence from somewhere else. And most of the time, it's through entertainment or, movies or drama series. Everybody don't have, or you can't assume everybody has somebody around that's giving them proper instructions, first of all. That's the biggest mistake that people make, that they assume that people had a decent upbringing or they got a decent adult around to teach them what they're feeling and navigate and how to navigate. So like I said, when we see these young people taking on these certain personalities, and the adults are screaming out for help. Hey, look, some of these kids are falling to the wayside through some of the extra culture of drill, ratchetness, drama, chaotic culture. They're falling in those cracks. Like the young man with the mother that called in. Not that called in, but she came into the studio before I got on the air last week. And she told me about her son, and we put that on the airwaves. And then all of a sudden, guess what happened? Once she was in a space where she could make her needs to the community known, a lot of organizations started reaching out. A lot of people who say that they can handle these type of situations started getting involved. A lot of times we don't know where the resources at. A lot of times we don't know where the real people are and how we can get to them because we're asking certain people like the police, or we're going to the alder person, or we're going to these people and they're doing less and they're not giving us the right information, or they don't want to give us the right information because it's right there. How was y'all just on a press conference last week and then I come to you and ask you, I have a problem. Even if you can't handle it, how come you don't give me the number of the person that can if you tied into the city? I never understood that. I never understood it. But all I'm saying is we got to start teaching these young people how to deal with conflict resolution because they're not teaching that no more. I remember when we was coming up, we had people around, adults, that would give you good tips and advice on how to avoid chaotic situations. We would have a minister or somebody that was that we can talk to, or that would come and say, hey, this is how you do that. And they had no relation. There was no kin to you. Now it's me and my four and no more. They ain't got nothing to do with me. The parents over there should have raised them kids right. Yes, that's true. The parents, if you have kids and you're dealing with these kids, you should be able to teach them the right way to go. But that ain't even the case. That ain't even never always the case. So we have to, as a village, start rolling up our sleeves and getting to work more than now than ever before. More now than ever before, because there's a gap now where some of these kids have came up in households without instruction, without proper instructions or discipline. And now they just out here, they don't care. Nobody care about them, they don't care. They feel like they nobody cared about them. They ready to burn down the village. Okay. But that's our community. If that's happening in any community, we got to, as an adult or as people that are making decisions, we got to have cutting edge ideas to handle it, to get on top of it, or to reduce it. It'll never completely end. It'll never completely end, but you can reduce. You can reduce. And if there's any young person listening to the show today, my advice to you is to make sure that when you hear good information, wise counsel, learn to apply it. Learn to apply it. Learn to say, okay, let me add this to my life. If you can do that, the help that comes will be a smoother transition. You got to be able to take that anger and release that anger to listen to the knowledge that you're being told and be able to implement that knowledge. Knowledge without implementation means nothing. I know a lot of grown-ups, they got a lot of knowledge, but they don't know how to implement that knowledge, so it's meaningless. So you just want to, so they get excited about telling everybody the knowledge, but they can't go and actually execute that knowledge, which is trash. Because if you understood how to deal with things, then you should implement it and make it a real live example instead of it being in your brain. Why don't you go out here and take a block or a community and show how much you know by going to implement it? For example, 50 Cent he was telling people, this is what 50 Cent said, and it stuck in my brain. 50 Cent said, there's a lot of teachers that teach business management, business ideas, but they don't know how to run a business. They got the knowledge of teaching, but if they got out here to try to start a business, they don't know how. They wouldn't. Hey, some of them people that's teaching business don't know how to even start or run a successful business. But they up in the schools teaching you business. See what I'm saying? A lot of folks love to talk, but the best thing you can do to show sometimes is how to implement ideas. Because then they have the live example. And you know who's showing the live example? How to get things done? The ratchet folks, the drug dealer, the pimp, all these ideas, they got a whole lifestyle that come with it. Got names for everybody. Cars, clothes, flashing money. And these kids, you telling them, hey, get on the right track. This ain't the right way to go. No, you got to get out there and implement a lifestyle so they can see that lifestyle on the right way to go, so they know that I don't have to go these ways to get money. I can go the right way. So you got to be an example of that right way. It's stiff competition. It's stiff competition for the ears and eyes of these young folks. You can talk to them, but when they walk outside, it's a whole different ball game. I was telling somebody, when I was coming up, you could get a good word from the preacher, the pimp, and the drug dealer all walking down one block. By the time I made it to the corner store, I done ran into the minister, and hey, how you doing, Troy? That's what they call me. The people on the block call me Troy. How you doing, Troy? How you feeling? I'm feeling good. You know, everything all good. And then I'll keep walking. Next thing you know, I see crackhead Sam. Hey, Troy, how you doing? You know the Lord is good. We so blessed. It's blessings. And it's a crackhead. Everybody know him. Everybody had few people in the neighborhood that was addicted to drugs that they knew. Everybody knew him. You know what I mean? Then you go a little bit further down and you about to hit the corner and you might see the pimp. And he out there, everything lovely. And he got a scripture. He got a scripture for you. Ezekiel. So, you know what I mean? They know the scripture. And then you shake his hand. You get to the gas station. Then on your way back, you see somebody pull up with the rims. The music loud. The doughboy. What's up, Troy? How you doing, man? You good? Yeah, I'm good. All right. That's it. That's the block. That's how I had to come up in that. I was getting a good word from everybody. You in competition with the streets. So you don't want to lose your baby to the streets. You don't want to lose your child to the street, so you got to be the example. So when they do see the drug dealer, when they do see the pimp, when they do see these different characters, they can always reflect back on the right way, and they know what it looked like and they can see it. So they can see the difference. Understand what I'm saying, Truth Nation? We gotta compete. We gotta compete for their future. I say it's 80-20. 80% of the community is respectable. They want well, they want to get houses, they want to get jobs. You know, they want to do things better for the community. And then you got that 20% over there that's doing whatever. And then this is what they project over the 80. That's what the 20% is what they project over the 100%. And it's time for the 80% to take the streets back. All right, look, when we come back, we're going to get into the show, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
This is your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Victory Garden Initiative is an 1.5 acre urban farm that sits right in the middle of the Black community on Richards and Concordia. I don't know if you know that Harambe is a food desert. So within its borders, there are no major grocery stores. So people rely on things like dollar store, corner stores, liquor stores to buy food, which is all unhealthy. Everything we grow, and we grow everything, tomatoes to potatoes to carrots to corn to onions, to, and so on. And everything we grow is free to the community. It started in 2009. They wanted to build a sustainable food production system that was healthy and sustainable. And what that meant was giving people the resources to grow their own food and the skills to make sure that those attempts were successful.
This has been your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
What if you could ask a question that leads to cleaner water, discover aspects of the far reaches of space, or journey deep into data to improve healthcare? Researchers at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee ask questions, find answers, and add to our understanding every day. Progress starts with the question. It starts at UWM, the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Get that back, I go cool. I come out of that zoo. This is that you knew. Posted to me like glue. They gon' run up on who? Every shit I do. I ain't stressing for none. I want you and you. sure I make it too. You sure I make it? Not gon' say I no trick. Not gon' say I know. But I legit. But I legit. I'ma turn you up because I like what you
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brothers in on the ones and twos. Now, this is a story about a young teen. They saying that this 14-year-old Milwaukee teen has been charged with dozens of felonies from the summer of 2024. They saying that the alleged crime spree dates from June 13th to July 27th of 2024. They say he due back in court today. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for Monday, May 12th. They're saying that the teen went on a crime spree and is charged 30 times. Charged 30 times, DJ Brother Z. Well, we got to talk about it. We got video, if you're watching as we broadcast live on social media. Let's listen.
His age, prosecutors say a 14-year-old Milwaukee teenager went on a summer crime spree. Christina Van Zels has the details on the crimes he's accused of, including a fatal hit and run. She's in the newsroom. Hi, Christina.
Yeah, hey, Mary. At least 10 minutes of the intake hearing was the court commissioner simply listing off all of the charges the teen faces. Zykevius Joshua Alexander was in court last week for dozens of crimes prosecutors say happened in a 6-week span.
14-year-old Zykevius Joshua Alexander is charged with 29 felonies and a misdemeanor.
These set of charges certainly would warrant bail well into the 100,000s.
In July 2024, prosecutors charged Joshua Alexander with reckless homicide for a fatal crash. Prosecutors say he and another suspect robbed 2 people at gunpoint when police caught the 2 actively breaking into a car. Joshua Alexander and the other suspect drove off, and during that chase, hit and killed 31-year-old Mark Jones, who was driving a motorcycle. A few days later, Joshua Alexander was arrested.
This astonishing case involves a 14-year-old boy who is already being held on $200,000 cash bond.
Joshua Alexander is accused of armed robbery on multiple occasions, 2 dates in June and 4 different dates in July. Some of those dates, prosecutors say he robbed multiple people, stealing cars and driving away from police. On July 19th, prosecutors charged the teen in a shooting near McGovern Park. No one died, but a child was shot. On July 24th, investigators say Joshua Alexander robbed at least 5 people and attempted to rob another, then stole a car on July 26th.
Joshua Alexander's bond for the fatal crash was set at $200,000. Last week, his bond was set at $50,000 for the new charges. Reporting live in the newsroom, Christina Van Zels.
Once again, we got a 14-year-old. This kid is only 14 years old. And 30 accounts went on this spree. And you seeing a lot of this behavior with the young people where, they kind of, taking on this mentality of what you call this crash out. I don't care. I'm going to do whatever. And if I live, I live. If I die, I die. And the young man that I was pursuing over the weekend, and I had the WBAs this weekend. I had to try to track down this young man that the mother came in on the show that had the same mentality as this 14-year-old. Zykevius Joshua Alexander. And I just try to talk to him like, what is the issue? Why do you feel threatened? Why do you feel that you have to do this? I just want to know. I just want to listen. I just want to hear. I wasn't there. I don't know how these young people took that turn from kindergarten to 12, 13, and 14, and they trying to crash out. So I don't know. I wasn't there in their household. I wasn't a part of their experience. But I do know I was once one of those kids that was going down that direction. I was one of those kids that at a young age, I was just, didn't care. And it's hard for a lot of people to believe that because I got my own show
I'm able to win the best awards in the state. I'm able to resolve issues. Why do you think I'm not afraid to deal with the hood? I came from that. I was once that. But it took somebody to help me. It took somebody to come along and say, this is how you feel, and educate me on the anger and help me get my emotions in a space where I got them under control so I can move forward. That's why I don't mind dealing with the kids. Throwing their whole life away because they feel unwanted. They feel a certain type of way about whatever they feel about, and we got to get to that feeling and educate them on why they feel that way and not disregard how they feel. Educate them on that feeling and how to redirect the energy in the right direction. Because right now I'm finna use this energy to destroy. So if you never get to the root of why they feel that way, you're never going to make the connection. You're never going to connect. I do it all the time. That's all I needed, was somebody to connect with what I'm feeling and help me understand. But you also, as a youth, you got to be smart enough to know when somebody's trying to give you jewels and gems, and you got to be smart enough to know you have to apply it. It's a two-way street. You can't make nobody do nothing that they don't want to do. But if you need help and you want help, I'm here for that. I'm here for that. We're not here to save nobody. We're here to help. I tell folks all the time, I ain't here to save nobody. You got to talk to God about that. Some people try to make you believe that they're here to save folks. You got to be careful about that. Some folks can't even save themselves. But what we can do is help. Be good at being helpful and understanding strategic strategies when it comes to our youth and how to get them in a space from that dark space that they get in when they don't care and they want to crash out. All of the hurt or whatever they feeling, that source of that energy, you got to crack that source of the energy that was created that pushed them into the space that you got to them and they don't want to hear nothing. Okay? I'm telling y'all something today. I'm telling y'all old folks something today. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com.
I walk on the shoulders of giants who have come before me.
I am grateful for those who changed yesterday.
But I live in today.
And I pledge I will help shape tomorrow.
Milwaukee College Prep Scholars honor Black History Month, not just during February, but each and every day they walk through the door, preparing for a better life for themselves and the world around them. Enroll your scholar for the 2025-26 school year at MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now, because you can get up to 6 years of 0% financing at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Yes, no interest for up to 72 months, and the full Pella experience is always included. That means the Pella team is with you from start to finish. They don't disappear after the work is done. Set up your free in-home consultation. You commit to nothing at this point. A Pella design expert will listen to your vision and then present the different colors, sizes, and customizations needed to make that vision a reality. It can feel overwhelming to consider what feels like limitless possibilities, but Pella's design team can help narrow those options down for you to create that dream upgrade. Hurry! Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends May 31st, 2025. So visit PellaWI.com today.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. Milwaukee Brewers got their second win in a row on Monday night, this time in Game 1 of a 3-game series against the Houston Astros by a final score of 5-1.
The 2-2. Breaking ball hammered deep. Right center field. Way back. Cam Smith at the track. The wall. Goodbye. Yelich delivers a 2-run, 2-out home run in the third, and the Brewers have a 3-0 lead.
With the win, the Brewers improved to 18-18 on their season. They're back at it tonight against the Astros. 6:40 with the first pitch. Chad Patrick on the mound for the Brew Crew. Over to the NBA, where both road teams got wins in Game 1 of the East and West semifinals. The Knicks beating the Celtics 108-105, and the Nuggets beating the Thunder 121-119. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Came out the bottom, I kinda whole lot of young gonna worth millions of dollars. I asked out the charm, I lived the model, she made a few off a follow. Yo, wanna on tour, a BP the chowder, living a cool Matata. Ain't no more worries, I'm up at it earlier, try to figure out the problem. A dirty 30, I hit it like Curry, they hit me, I don't even.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show, DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. I gotta talk about this story. This is where my family used to, when we grew up, grew up around this area. My grandmother stayed in one of the facilities off of 8th and Galena, 9th and Galena, in that building over there. And I saw this story, and I had to bring it in front of Truth Nation right here in the city of Milwaukee. A Milwaukee man accused of beating a 70-year-old to death after home invasion. Prosecutors charged a man accused of beating a 70-year-old to death during a home invasion in a Milwaukee retirement community. My grandma, before she passed on, she stayed in that building off of 9th and Galena, right in Hillside. So I definitely want to talk about this story because I don't know this person. But I guess there's a manhunt. They're looking for Isaiah Terrell Taylor. We got video. If y'all watching live, I advise y'all to tune in, or if y'all know who Isaiah Terrell Taylor is, if he's still out there, I don't know. When I came into the show, I didn't know if he was arrested or if they caught up with him. But if y'all know who Isaiah Terrell Taylor is, there's a manhunt out for him. We got video. If you're watching as we broadcast live, let's listen.
Prosecutors say beat a 70-year-old to death. Prosecutors are charging 34-year-old Isaiah Taylor with felony murder and burglary with battery to a person. This is an old booking photo of him from 2023. Milwaukee police say Taylor beat a 70-year-old to death during a home invasion 1 week ago today. It happened April 25th near 8th and Galena. That's in the city's Hillside neighborhood. According to a criminal complaint, police identified Taylor as the suspect using surveillance video, a tip call, and phone records. Family members identified the victim to 12 News as Jerry Rhodes, and they shared this photo with us.
Wow.
According to the complaint, Rhodes' nephew told police that a man with a gun and a woman broke into the house and told him and his uncle, quote, "Don't move, don't even think about it," end quote. The nephew told investigators the man then struck Rhodes in the face and started stomping on him when he fell to the ground. The criminal complaint says Taylor then took Rhodes' TV from the living room. We talked with neighbors shortly after.
This is ridiculous that this is happening in a gated community like this, which all seniors live here. You know, and it's bad anytime we can't be secure in our own homes. You know, it's terrible.
My grandma.
Police issued an arrest warrant for Taylor. This is his photo again. If you see him or know where he is, you should contact authorities right away.
My grandma lived in this facility in her latter years. And now to hear this happening, somebody was like, "Hey, Tory, can you talk about this?" I said, "You know what? Not only am I going to talk about it, I wish that I somebody that with some information would contact me." And this is an older person, 34 years old, and I'm going to be honest with you. This is just my opinion. This just sounds like a crackhead move. You know what I mean? You up in these old facilities and you trying to snatch your TV? You messing with a TV? You took this man's life over and something about a TV? Hey, you got to be careful. Like I said, I've been trying to tell y'all this whole show. Because that's a gated community. That community got gates around it, so you got to he had to know him to let him in. Or maybe when somebody was leaving out, they could have got in. I guess they begged him to stop, but Taylor struck the victim and stomped on him. Talk about you gonna learn. This is what the criminal complaint said. And then Taylor and the woman stole the television in the living room and the witnesses' phone. You did all of this and stole the TV? Wow. Police used surveillance, cell tower data, an anonymous tip, and DNA to link Taylor to the crime, and a warrant for his arrest is out here. There's a manhunt for him. Y'all know, whoever know who this person is, get him off the streets. Get him off the streets. If y'all know who this Taylor is, it sounds real, this is making things safe. And when you have situations like this, the best thing we could do is get these people off the street. If you out here harming innocent life, the best thing that we can do is get these people off the street. That's where I draw the line. I don't care what you do. I don't care what your political beliefs are. I don't care what your gender is. I don't care what you're doing in your private time. But when you make it a public thing and you come out and you mess with the community and you harm innocent life, that's where we're going to have a problem. That's where we're going to have a real problem. And we all got to feel this way. We got to stop allowing negativity to exist around us. If they not trying to do something positive for themselves, if they not out here trying to do the right thing and improve each other's lives, you gotta take a stance on that. We cannot allow people to harm innocent life. That's that y'all talk about no snitching.
Y'all using the no snitching, but these folks that you ain't trying to tell on harming innocent folks. But yet you want a better community. But yet you want to live safe. But yet you ain't going to tell on somebody that's harming innocent life. You causing yourself to live in a dangerous environment. I remember when I first came home and I started looking for little girls and folks was talking about they ain't going to tell. This a baby. You ain't going to tell on what's going on with the baby? You sick in the head. You sick. You sick. You talking about no snitching and what kind of code you trying to uphold when it's to your detriment? When old people is being harmed, when our elders is being harmed, when the youth is being harmed, what kind of character? Once again, you choosing chaos. You up here choosing chaos. And y'all better be careful around folks that just choosing chaos, because one day it's somebody they choosing chaos and it ain't you, and you think you safe. To one day it's you. You got to be very careful about people that's running around here acting wild, choosing chaos, causing mayhem. One day, eventually, they're going to bring it to you. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow, but they're going to eventually bring it to you because that's their lifestyle. That's the way they live in their life. And you got to recognize that, get ahead of it, and cut ties. Somebody know where this man at. Turn him in. Get him off the street. Stop harboring folks that don't mind harming innocent people. Understand what I'm saying, Truth Nation? This summer, we ain't scared. It's about to be bad this summer. You know they say in the summertime it get bad. No. This summer it ain't gonna get bad, it's gonna get better. Stop letting the fear run the neighborhood. Run the fear out the neighborhood. We gonna be outside too. We gonna stop supporting the chaos. Harm innocent life around me. I told my son, I'ma support you if you out here doing the right thing. I'ma support you. But if you ever get out here and harm innocent life, I'ma be the one to come get you and throw you up under the jail. I'ma throw you up under the jail. I'ma grab you by your collar and I'ma grab you up and I'ma take you and pick you in the sky and I'ma throw you up into the jail cell. Because we don't practice that. We don't practice harming innocent folks.
You're not going to jail. You're going to prison.
Exactly. And y'all got to take them stances. And you got to tell them ahead of time. Tell them ahead of time. Tell them years ahead of time. Stop waiting till the last minute. Then I don't want nothing to do with that. But you was giving them energy the whole time, and then all of a sudden when they run to you, now you want to tell them. No, tell them before they get in trouble. Tell them when everybody's sitting around the house and we having a good time. Tell them, hey, if you ever get out here and disrespect this family, don't come to me because I'm the wrong person to come to, because I'm gonna take you to the jail cell. And watch how everybody fall in line. Watch how everybody say, you know what? I'm not going to choose to act crazy because I'm not going to get no support. The problem is they getting the support for acting out, choosing chaos. They getting the support. Y'all laughing and hanging out and then y'all bragging on it and y'all promoting it, and they getting worse and worse. But if they knew that you weren't going to stand for it, trust me, if it wasn't supported, trust me, it'll change. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Because I do it. I'm not telling y'all nothing that I don't do. I'm telling y'all, you got to take these hard stances, and it'll get better. And everybody will start working. Maybe go get a trade. Maybe, maybe they might hit a rough patch with peer pressure, but y'all can get through it. Because you done told them you're not going to mess with them in they junk because you don't teach that. All right. I don't know. We trying to help because it's just getting hot. And I'm going to hit the block. I got to hit the block. I got to do everything I'm telling y'all is what I'm doing. Everything I'm telling y'all is how I interact with my people. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices, Milwaukee Black Talk.
Summer's getting closer, and Brewers action at American Family Field is only heating up. Don't miss a Midwestern throwdown between the Brewers and the Twins, May 16th through the 18th. Get a Jedi Jackson Churio Star Wars night bobble with a special theme night ticket on the 16th. Then get here early for an exclusive Brewers cribbage board giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on the 17th. Presented by 620 WTMJ. Get tickets at brewers.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Kelly Clarkson, and as the daughter of a school teacher, I know just how important education is. No matter how old you are or your situation, continuing to learn will enrich your life and help remove barriers you didn't even know were there. So much opportunity, y'all. Whether it's a foreign language, history, or a different way to look at things, take some time each day to learn something new. This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, you already know I love talking about my friends over at Cousin Subs, and I've been waiting for this one. It's party time at Cousin Subs for a limited time only. Cousins is bringing back their famous 2-foot party subs, whether it's for the big game, family gathering,
or work celebration, Cousin's 2-foot party sub is sure to be a crowd pleaser. Choose from the club, ham, and provolone, Italian special, or turkey. Each party sub is just $39.99, feeds about 5 to 8, and requires a 24-hour notice before ordering. Order in-store, online, or their app for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Hey, look, we got a little bit of time left before we have to go to the top of the hour, but I'll let you know right now, we about that life. We outside, and we ain't afraid to deal with our own community. Just know that. I ain't never been scared. And a lot of people text me, hey, Tory, you know, you got to know it's a lot of crazy people out there. Trust me, in the hood, on the block, everybody crazy. I always tell people, like, you know, if you on the block, everybody got, you know, it's, you know, some people just choose to do the right thing. Some people choose to do the wrong thing. But at the end of the day, it just what comes with it just comes with the block. And we gonna be outside. And just like the people that's causing chaos, good character gonna be outside too. Don't let the chaos trump the good character. This is my neighborhood. I remember the old block watch captain. They used to be out looking, making sure that the neighborhood was okay. They had the management, the block watch signs in the window, trying to keep the community safe. Now it's our turn to keep the neighborhood safe. And if you don't do nothing else, make sure that you don't back nobody that's out here harming innocent life. Y'all know it's innocent life. Man, why you do that? Do you know them people didn't do nothing? Y'all know that the folks that harm innocent life, y'all know, y'all say it to them. Man, you gonna get in trouble for doing that. Make sure that you the trouble that they gonna get into for doing that. If you can feel what I'm saying. Public safety is your first priority, because that's where you and your family stay. You got family members and friends that live over here. You got people in the neighborhood, in the community, and you got to do your part. If everybody do a little, ain't nobody got to do a lot. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion, Truth Nation. I'm going to open up the lines. We talking conflict resolution. I want to hear some tips from Truth Nation on how to avoid the chaos. 833-212-1017. Hey, it's early now. We only in May. And if we get the word out before it get hot, we might have a shot. Don't take that literally now. Okay. We just talking about progress. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
It started with a prediction.
Go out there and play basketball and win. And how many games? 6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Truth Nation, it's a big week for the Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Southeast. So let's go. Have you ever wanted to become a Girl Scout? Sign up for their extended year membership today. Girls can join just for $98 and adults for only $42. Take advantage of their extended year membership by June 30th. And girls starting kindergarten and first grade in 2025 will receive 3 fun skill-building activity books for the whole family and more. It's a special big week for the Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Southeast. To become a Girl Scout this year, join today at gswise.org. Join today.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
Keep your business safe, secure, and spotless with the Omega Security Guard and Cleaning Team. Proudly located in Milwaukee and female-owned, Omega delivers professional security and tailored cleaning services to meet your needs. Whether it's event security or a custom cleaning plan, their dedicated team goes above and beyond to exceed your expectations. Because at Omega, they're not just your service provider, they're your partner in peace of mind. Contact Omega Security Guard today or online at OmegaSecurityGuard.com. Omega Security Guard and Cleaning, protecting what matters most.
Truth Nation, let us talk our ish for a moment. There is no other station in the country where you get a front row seat to hear from some of the biggest names in politics, pop culture, and sports. People like Grammy Award winner John Legend.
Knowing that fight isn't over, knowing that we've got to stay motivated and stay inspired. Glory was a song that myself and Common wrote. Two brothers from the Midwest, from Chicago and from Springfield, Ohio.
Oscar Award winning actor Don Cheadle.
I know that we're the bright, shiny thing that sometimes gets the attention, but I would say don't listen to celebrities. You don't have to listen to us. Listen to yourself.
And President Donald Trump's son, Don Jr.
When did we have a strong economy? And I don't think anyone with a straight face can say right now. And the reality, when you look at it, it's not even voting for my father. Look at the team that's now surrounding him.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk. You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Ray Riley with your news update. A burglary at a popular West Dallas vegan restaurant. Police are searching for a suspect who broke into Twisted Plants just before midnight Sunday and took off with the cash register. Surveillance footage shows a white male about 6 feet tall with a medium build smashing the glass door, taking the cash register, and fleeing in an orange Honda Element. He stole about $1,000 in cash. Anyone with information should contact West Dallas Police Department. The Milwaukee Public Museum is not only getting a new address, but it will also have a new name and logo when it makes the move to 6th and McKinley downtown. It will be known as the Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin, and the logo will feature the likeness of the institution's twin buildings, now under construction near Pfizer Forum. Museum officials wanted a name that reflects the statewide attraction that the museum already is, featuring collections of items from all of Wisconsin's 72 counties. The new museum is expected to open in early 2027. Getting probation after assaulting an elementary school teacher. 35-year-old Katoya Hearn of Milwaukee pled guilty to felony battery of a school district officer. She assaulted a special education teacher at the start of the meeting at Benjamin Franklin Elementary in November 2024, hitting her multiple times in the face and head, causing a concussion. She also intentionally broke a laptop before fleeing the school while yelling threats to other staff. The court reduced Hearn's sentence to 3 years probation and 30 hours of community service. Her restitution hearing is set for July. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the third hour. And I'm going to open up the lines. I need all of my conflict resolution folks to call in and give little tips. We got the young folks listening. We got the young people listening, and they tuning in, and I need y'all to just give little tips, little gems on how to resolve conflict. Especially in strenuous situations where, they may be emotionally charged.
I'll tell you this. I spent the last 2 hours just trying to give context to how to resolve, mentally address emotional intelligence and real stressful ideas. And we played the situation where it was an adult that harmed a 70-year-old where my grandma used to live. Over there on 8th and Galena. So it ain't just for the young folks. Some of y'all grown folks don't know how to resolve conflict. Some of y'all, they kids watching y'all might be telling them, hey, to go do the right thing, but they seeing you out here acting crazy. Knowledge not applied is trash to me. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you out here acting a fool, what's the use of knowing? 833-212-1017. Brother Love. How you doing, Brother Love?
Hello. Hey, how you doing, Tory, man?
We talking conflict
what's
resolution. We need the tips. You got any tips on how to resolve conflict?
Yeah, man. I remember the first thing I did when I ran into some major conflict was I just because I was in a relationship and we broke up.
Mm-hmm.
So we broke up, but I was unrepentant. So I was repenting and please, baby, forgive me. And then we made up and we had great sex and it was beautiful.
Oh wow! Make up to break up.
Yeah, and also, Tory, even with that young guy, that 17-year-old guy, the rapist, the young guy, even with that, I saw the white lady on TV. They was interviewing her, and, her story was confusing. First, she said that he did this in the elevator. Then she said he did it in the office.
What story is that? Did we even bring
about
that story?
The young guy? Huh?
Did we bring that story up today?
No. This was in the past.
Oh, okay.
But it just brings me to that point. Like,
mm-hmm.
We have to resolve these things. Even her story was inconsistent. First she said the elevator, then she said the office. So who knows?
Right.
But but I'm gonna let you cook, man, because you cook it, man. I'm gonna let you cook.
Hey, Brother Love, like I said, it's a lot of people. This is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of people that they have knowledge, they have an understanding, but the thirst for drama and chaos overrides the knowledge. They scrolling, they looking at the conflict, they looking at they want to engage. They may even want to make a video because they know it's going to get some clicks. I share it all. Somebody said, Tory, you shouldn't be sharing that. Why wouldn't I? It happened on my block. You don't want me to show what's going on in my neighborhood? I hate when folks try to, I don't share that. But it's happening outside your window. Like, I don't want to share what's going on in my neighborhood. I'm sharing everything. If it's happening on the block, I'm sharing it. Because I think that if people can actually see what's happening, they can try to work to try to stop it. So a lot of folks, they be like, man, I don't do this, I don't do that. Yeah, but you don't do nothing either, too. You don't do nothing. You're not trying to contribute to try to help it. The mentality, it's a lot of different mentalities I run into, but the worst mentality is the person that, you know what, I don't like that, what's going on, so I just ignore it. No. You gotta run to it and put your hands on it. Everybody. If you ignore it, okay, you ignoring it because it ain't directly happening to you. See, this is the funny thing about well, you know, I ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay, then when it happened to them, they calling Tory Lowe. I thought it didn't have nothing to do with you. Well, that was last week. That was across the street. Now they came up on my porch. Now they ain't trying to climb through my window. We all got to start circulating the right mentality. And I know exactly where to start. Let's start at innocent life. Let's start right there. Don't let nobody around you harm innocent folks. Let's start right there. Simple, DJ. Don't that sound simple? That sounds simple to me. Stop allowing folks to harm innocent life. Start right there and work your way around. Let that be your measuring stick. Sometimes folks be mad at the person and hurt everybody else and not the person. Kind of like what happened in Ohio with the man that son got killed by the police officer. He got upset and he went and harmed the innocent sheriff deputy that had nothing to do with it. A lot of people, even myself, I thought it was the officer. I thought it was the officer that shot his son. But when I started looking into the story, that officer's still alive. The officer that took his son out, still alive. But an officer that had nothing to do with it lost his life. Now, a lot of people, depending on how they feel, got something to say extra. I'll tell you this: if I would have actually, if it was gonna be like that, I ain't condoning nothing, but at least get the person that you're mad at. If that's the case, if you felt that they wronged your family, don't cause other families harm and grief. But that happens all the time. People taking things out on folks that don't have nothing to do. Let's start right there. Let's just stop folks from harming innocent life. If somebody get out here and do something against folks that you know that they didn't deserve it, let you be the person to take that person and make sure that person don't harm no other innocent life. Can we start right there? Can we work this summer like that? We talking conflict resolution. If we was talking Donald Trump, the phones would be lit. But I always tell folks, when it's something that's going on in our neighborhoods down the street, it's crickets. When you got to do something, because a lot of y'all don't do nothing. I'm urging y'all to be about that action. But when it's stuff like this, when it's real, when you look up on the news or look out the window, that's when it's crickets. I'm talking about conflict resolution. Maybe the adults need a class. Maybe I'm asking the wrong folks to try to give tips. The young people may be smarter than the grown-ups, probably. And they out here acting, and it's grown-ups acting. Damn. Maybe they got it from y'all. That's why y'all can't call in and try to give some tips, because y'all don't even know how to resolve conflict. Y'all ready to take it out on somebody soon as somebody say something to y'all. Soon as y'all stand in the line and then they have Black Friday and they grab the last TV, you ready to go wrestle with them over the TV. It'd be interesting. If I was talking about Donald Trump, the lines would be lit. But if I'm talking about something that's going on down the street, how you live in a place and you don't have nothing to say about what's going on down in your community down the street? That's all I'm saying. Conflict resolution, 833-212-1017. If you know these young people is listening, why don't you call in and give them a tip? Because you ain't saying nothing when you see them walk down the street. So if they listening, why don't you give them a tip? That's all I'm asking. 833-212-1017. They're like, boy, you know what? Y'all really be showing how y'all really operate, really, to tell you the truth. We got Peter on the lines. Peter, how you doing, Peter?
I'm doing just fine. I'm blessed and highly favored. How about you, Tory?
Blessings, brother Peter. When we talk about conflict resolution, do you got a tip on how to resolve or not get involved in the chaos? How, for these people that's listening.
I know not a lot of people are going to like this, but it's going to take humility when it comes to conflict resolution, man, because you got to be able to look at yourself. You got to be able to look at the situation objectively and say, you know what? Maybe I did do something wrong. Maybe I didn't Maybe I didn't react in the way that was helpful to the situation. And for that reason, you got to be able to just say, "Hey, man, I'm wrong in this," or I got to be humbled by the fact that
that's tough for people to take accountability. I'm wrong. It starts right there too.
Right. And don't get it twisted now. I'm not saying be submissive.
Right.
Submission means that you're just saying no, or you're backing down because you're weak, because you need to be subordinate to a person. That's not it at all. You just got to be able to just admit when you're wrong, but be confident in what is right. Right. So
I agree.
That's all I gotta say.
Hey, that's powerful.
Thank you, Tory.
Thank you, Peter. That's powerful. See, the thing is, some of y'all, even if y'all right or wrong, y'all gonna continue the chaos. Y'all just addicted to the drama. Some of y'all just addicted to the drama, and y'all just not gonna say, you know what? That may not have been the right thing to do. And I'm sorry. That'll calm a lot of stuff down. That'll account, hey, I shouldn't have did that. I'm sorry. That's not giving in. That's maturity. That's intelligence. Tyrone, you on the new 1017 The Truth. How you doing, Tyrone?
Oh, man, good afternoon, man. Blessed, joyful, grateful, thankful to the Lord. Thanks for asking. I hope you and your family as well. You as well, man, Brother Z, man. But a blessed, joyous, and early Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Hey.
I want to say that, including you, Liz Brown, and all the wonderful black queens. But I'll keep this short here, Tory, and you're absolutely right, a lot of the things that you said there. But I'm going to put another word out there, meekness, power under control, meekness, not weakness, meekness.
Right.
Meekness, meathead, meekness, meekness. You got to let them know, meathead, this is meekness, not weakness. Meekness. Power under control, take a deep breath. Well, first of all, one can only control oneself, Control oneself, that's where it begins right there. Take a deep breath, say, well, let me step back, get my thoughts under control here. And get yourself under control before you try to control anybody else, because that's the only way it's going to work, You control yourself. You really can't control anybody else. Eliminate yourself from the situation if you possibly can there, but yielding to a more higher level, that's what meekness is. Not weakness, but meekness. Thank you. I love you, man.
Hey,
Peace.
that's
Have
powerful.
A good one. Thank you.
And I'll tell you this. In order to conflict resolve, you got to take down. You can't be coming in puffed up even though, I felt this way and that it is what it is. See, you got to be like, okay, we may not even agree on, we got to agree to disagree. But you know what? I love you. I got empathy for us, and it don't have to get crazy. You know what? If I did something to offend you, I apologize. Maybe I didn't know. Maybe it was unknowingly. Maybe it was knowingly. But you know what? I apologize. And you should do the same. Both parties should be like, you know what? And hug it out. Hey, it's a wrap.
We gonna move on. This is a minor misunderstanding. Sharice, you on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Hey, Tory.
How you doing, Queen?
A lot of what you're saying is like, all right. Everything what you're saying is right. But I think about this whole thing about my brother's keeper, and it's like people don't want to participate in our philosophy until their loved one or something happens to them. Then they're blowing your phone up. Tory, come on. This happened to my son, my brother.
Right.
Come on, Tory, investigate. Where my kid at? But a lot of this, they know what's going on, but it's not touching them. It's not impacting their life. So then they ain't got time for Brothers Keeper more. When it happens knocking on their door, then they want to be involved. They want the community to wake up and get out
That's
and
what
help.
I said.
But then it's late. We got to have we got to go handle it before it gets to that point. And part of that is that everybody's button is pushed and triggered. I think about myself. I'll be 51 this year. My buttons get pushed, but I think about I could do A, and I could act a monkey and take them out and do all this kind of crazy stuff, but is it worth everything I'm going to lose? My kids lose a mom, my granddaughter, my brothers, my sisters, my job, everything that I do as a nurse, everything is lost for this one bad decision. It ain't worth it. It's not worth it. You go to the visuals, you see all the sad people, you see how much that person meant to all these people, right, and how our community is lost without this person. And it's like that one moment, you are impacting the whole community when you decide, no, I'm going to keep it on the real. It's GP. I ain't no punk. I ain't going out like that. All of it. And then the wrong person gets shot or hurt. It's just devastating. And people need to understand their worth, and that when you see some or know something is going on, handle it before. I'm a female. I don't even have no Mayweather fights to tell you about. But when I see a problem, when I see people at it, I'm like, I'm going to do something. If I can't do something physically, I will call the police, because I don't want to walk past that situation. Then on the 6 o'clock news, 35th and Hampton, the boy was shot or the boy was hurt. When I saw them just arguing, or I saw them just at the beginning of that, like they talk about that conflict resolution, right, like what you can do at stage 1 and stage 2. Like, I'm telling you, somebody is always there at stage 1 and stage 2, and the outsiders are seeing it. I'm just on the outside looking in. That's the point, that I can do something when both parties is too intense and filled up with emotions. Sometimes it's the outsiders that could just say something. Man, you don't want to ruin your life. Come on, you don't want to do that. You better than that. You bigger than that. Your kids need their daddy, not in jail or dead. So it's a lot of things we need to look at, but I promise you, some of these people could be told, the people that's sitting in jail or that's dead, hey, man, if I could go back to that day, I promise I wouldn't have did that. I would have let it go. I wouldn't have did the road rage. I would have just chopped it up and moved on.
Oh,
I think they just need to hear those stories so it's real and touchable, and then maybe it might make a difference. Thanks. Have a nice day.
Hey, that was powerful. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
This may be another Elon Musk bureaucratic shuffle, or this may be whatever it is. These, Dr. Ken, are real consequences.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
I believe that there's going to be a step back and a rollback to some of those places that we're talking about making cuts because of the drastic outcome that can occur.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 101.7 The Truth.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Adrian was seriously injured when a careless driver merged into her lane.
Gruber was there for everything that I needed. Any questions that I had, Gruber
was there. They made me feel like everything about my situation and my accident was very important to them, and that made me feel good. And I would definitely call Gruber again for that.
Serving Wisconsin for over 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They go above and beyond for their clients.
What are some of the things that we need to really focus on to get our fair share of these opportunities, i.e. access to capital?
You know, it's very important to always think about building a strong business plan, understanding the financial parameters around what you're trying to accomplish, building great networks and great relationships so you can have partnerships and building out your dream. And then finding a good financial partner like Old National to help really orchestrate your vision of the organization. And then, as you know, DT, you wouldn't be where you're at because you're phenomenal, doing great work. And then you have to really have to go to work. If you have that dream, you have that vision, the business plan, the financial piece, then you have to really work at it and keep building.
Learn more about the Old National Bank Small Business Empowerment Loan by visiting oldnational.com/small business or contact a small business banker at Old National Bank.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Nobody pray for me. It been a day for me. Yeah. Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances finessing on the
Truth Nation, is big week for the Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Southeast. Have you ever wanted to become a Girl Scout? Sign up for their extended year membership today. Girls can join for just $98 and adults for only $42. Take advantage of their extended year membership by June 30th. And girls starting kindergarten and first grade in 2025 will receive 3 fun skill-building activity books for the whole family and more. So come explore the outdoors, meet forever friends, make sure that you're making a difference in the community as a Girl Scout. This is a special big week for the Girl Scout in Wisconsin Southeast. To become a Girl Scout this year, join today at gswise.org. Join today. That's gswise.org. Join today. Hey, look, we got callers on the line. We got Smoke on the Lines, conflict resolution. We talking about it today. Y'all know how people get out there and they want to get all in their emotions and they want to wild out on you. But we need that emotional intelligence. We need to flood the airwaves with some emotional intelligence, some conflict resolution. Deja, you on the new 1017 The Truth. How you doing, Deja?
How you doing, King?
Blessings, Queen.
I'm doing good these days, but I definitely got something that's actually spiritual. And I think that this world is missing a lot of love. I think that we forget that there's this verse in the Bible that says love covers a multitude of sins. And I feel like this world has gone, it's a love drought is going on, basically. It's like it's missing so much community. It's missing so much love thy neighbor as thyself. Like we're literally it's like we're neglecting love throughout the entire world, and I don't understand where it went. And what happens is that breeds pride, that breeds greed and selfishness and an eye for an eye, basically, and stuff like that. And we got, sin adding on top of sin, and, that's when pretty much, I would say, honestly, the devil is running to and fro, and he's doing a good job at it, unfortunately, and I hate that.
Right. Hey, that's sad because idle mind is a devil's playhouse. That's what they used to tell me when I was a kid. So, when you have people that are not really focused or are goal driven, if you ain't got a plan, somebody gonna hang you one, and ain't no telling what that's gonna look like.
Yeah. So I just think that we need to invite more love into our hearts. That way we can share it around the world as God intended it to be in the first place.
That's powerful. That's powerful, Deja. I appreciate you for tapping in with that. Lana.
Hey, how you doing, King?
How you doing, Lana?
I'm all right. First of all, I want to say congratulations to everybody on their awards. I'm proud of you. Good job.
What's
you
happening there?
Man, listen, where the where is that? Okay, I see. All right, so anyway, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. But anyways, like conflict resolution to resolve conflict. To me, I think empathy is a must. And I know at the time when we're heated, you can't think about empathy, but it's good for us to practice it every day. Get to the, don't try to use empathy in everything every day. Just start little by little, make those achievable goals first, because you'll get overwhelmed. But practice at least something every day with empathy. And then don't assume that they're thinking what you're thinking. Get clarification, like someone said, be objective of it, which means, you can't be subjective and only think about it in your way. You have to, get clarification, ask some questions, pause and breathe and, think about something nice. It's better to get along than not, just think about, that, that's all I wanted to say.
I agree, and the thing is, a lot of people feel like they don't want to bow down to somebody. And being mature and intelligent, that's not bowing down. That's just making sure that you're doing the right thing at the right time according to what you're trying to do. So if there's a mistake that's being made, that's a part of the process. All right, this wasn't the right thing to happen. And as we move on, we're going to make sure that we can make the adjustments. What's wrong with that? God bless you. Everybody, make the adjustments so we don't end up right back here. Winky, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Hey, good afternoon to you. The caller before Miss Banana, she was talking about love. I mean, in a perfect world that works. So how do you expect love from a heartless person? Person that has no heart at all. And technology has added to the whole deal, especially with these guns. Now there's no reasoning. Conflict resolution. Donald Trump is trying to open up the Alcatraz back. We don't have Wells Boys School that's being maintained, just like these schools that we have. It's in perfect condition up there. Why don't we have a place where we can send these young people, where these young people are afraid to go to a boys or girls prison? Send a couple of them over there to El Salvador. Put the fear of going to El Salvador in them, and I guarantee you a lot of this small stuff will stop. But nothing's going to stop just anger where a guy just fly off with a pistol mad or an act of passion. Nothing's going to stop that, Tory. But at the same time, there can be some conflict solutions if we just send a couple of them over there to El Salvador.
Okay. Hey, if you a violent criminal, hey, they even trying to bring the death penalty back in certain states and everything, because now people are numb to the jails and the prison. Hey, get 3 hots in the cot. Eddie, you on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Good day, Tory Lowe. How you doing today?
Hey, how you doing, Brother Eddie?
Good, Tory. I just want to say something before we start rambling about this. Winky Blue, to me, is the Black Tucker Carlson of Milwaukee. I've been wanting to say that for a couple of years now. He reminds me of the urban Tucker Carlson, which is quite a compliment because I love my Tucker. You know that, right?
I don't know. I wouldn't know how I would know.
Well, Tory, you just go along with it. It's part of the show.
Okay.
Part of the shtick.
Yeah. I can read your mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I got
my psychic read. Serious. I want to say something serious. Okay, Tory, I'm 60 years old, though I don't look it. You and I both know I don't look it.
60?
But, Tory, I never had kids.
Okay.
They're smart enough, certainly, to have kids. But once when I was about 36, and I was ready, thinking, I'm going to settle down. I got a good thing going at work. I got this great chick. She has the right pedigree. She looks great, smoking body, the whole bit, Tory. And I thought maybe I could make a life with this girl, okay? But then I didn't realize how women had changed, okay? Like, I was out there canting around, not even taking women seriously, so I didn't really realize how truly all of them changed. I just thought it was the women that, I was going around with. Mm-hmm. But I've got a lot of good advice for this. And I want somebody who has a kid, be a mother or father, preferably this advice would come from a man, because I think young men respect men more when it comes to advice. They want to hear from an older brother, a father, an uncle, the grandfather, right? Because it feels like they're mentoring them, and they appreciate that. But if you were to go to Wisconsin State Prison or Statesville in Texas or Marion, right, and you were to talk to guys who, out of impulse, shot and killed somebody over the wrong look at a park, or somebody stepped on somebody's Nike or talked to his woman and it went too far, and one guy ends up shooting the other guy. Now he's dead. Now this guy's going to prison for 40 years, right? Mm-hmm. I think that if these young men actually went to prison and said, how long did you get? And they said, I got 30 years. How long have you been sitting here? 17 years. Would you do it again? No, I'd walk away. It wasn't worth it. And you got to pre-think these things. Just like, you change your oil so you're not having oil issues, engine issues down the road. You go get a health checkup so the doctor knows if you see some issue coming down the road. You've got to pre-think these actions, especially when people are highly emotionally volatile. And you got to go, is this worth taking a life? Is this worth giving up my life and all the other things I love? The love of a woman, getting a great education, having children, you know what I mean, coaching football, being a mensch in my community. And, you've got to realize it before you take the action, right? That you've got a lot to lose if you make the wrong call. And I think if you talk to a 16-year-old kid who's getting in a little trouble, I don't think I think it might go on deaf ears coming from a woman. So if this woman this boy has a father, or she has a step-husband or a grandfather or an uncle or a mentor in the community, I think it's more likely that they'd respect that word, that philosophy, coming from a man than coming from a woman. But I'm telling you, you talk to these guys in state prison, it's not romantic that you're down with your gang. Nobody's coming to visit you. Your woman's sleeping with another man after the first year. Oh, wow. All these things are going wrong. It's true. These chicks don't stick around for 30 years. They're seeing somebody else. They might be telling you they are or they aren't, but you're forgotten. You are forgotten. You did all this stuff, and you thought there was some honor code to it and some chivalry to it, right? It's all a delusion of grandeur. And so they got to think about what's best for them and their family and their future. Tory, on that note, I'm going to go. I'm painting a ceiling way over in Greendale. I got to get back to it. Say bye to Zach for me, Tory.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, Eddie. Eddie sounded good today. He didn't get all the way out there today. He didn't stretch it. So, hey, that's the best you can ask for when it comes to Eddie. Thank you, Eddie. All right, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Aging well means staying healthy, active, and independent. To age well, we need to take care of our bones. 10 million Americans have osteoporosis, a hereditary disease that makes bones weak and more likely to break. Thankfully, we can all take simple steps to improve our bone health at any age. Eat a healthy diet that is rich in calcium and vitamin D. Get regular weight-bearing exercise, which means on our feet. Get bone health tips at pathtogoodbonehealth.org.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Sherwin Hughes with his truth.
Most people don't know that a county executive is a higher elected position than a mayor. Most people don't know what a state assembly representative does, a state senator, nor their function in overall state government. Most people, in fact, don't know what a school board representative actually does. Ask a person who their county board supervisor is, and they'll likely shrug their shoulders. Also, most people don't vote. We're in for a world of hurt. If we don't know the functions of our government at the very basic level, then we are not nearly equipped for what is going to happen to this nation for the next 4 years. All they had to do was tell unsophisticated folks gas prices are too high, inflation is too high, bacon and eggs cost too much. It's this guy's fault. It's this party's fault. Vote for us. Don't think about the criminal prosecutions. Don't think about all the malfeasance. Don't think about all of the misconduct and the corruption. We're going to make your bacon cheaper. We're going to make your eggs cheaper. We're also going to gut the FBI. We're also going to gut anything related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're going to shred this nation from the top to the bottom, all in favor of a handful of folks. How about this? Let's tell people that immigrants are actually the problem. And then Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk will bring in the most highly trained immigrants this nation has ever seen. Why? Because Americans are none the wiser. Don't believe me? Look at public school children's performance, not just in Milwaukee, not just in Wisconsin, but nationwide. Get ready for a long ride, ladies and gentlemen. A very long ride.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Dr. Carla Hayden is the first woman and first black person to serve as Librarian of Congress, the person in charge of the Library of Congress and the nearly 200 million items in its collection. Hayden spoke to Bloomberg about what it's like running such a historic institution and the challenges she faces keeping people interested in reading in the digital age.
There is a concern that the amount of reading, actual text that people are doing, is diminishing.
Under Dr. Hayden, the Library of Congress has several initiatives aimed to reinforce literacy, plus the other services libraries offer that people tend to forget about.
People are using public libraries as, and someone has said, as opportunity centers. They use the high-speed computers to fill out job applications, to interact with government.
I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
God, thank you for sunshine. Thank you for rain. Thank you for joy. Thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Calling all black-owned business owners and entrepreneurs. Are you looking to share your story and grow your reach? We have teamed up with Associated Bank for our Black-Owned Business Give Back. Each quarter, 4 lucky business owners will win an opportunity to spotlight their brand and journey right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. To sign up your business spotlight interview, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone right here on The Truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, member FDIC. Hey, we had a great conversation today, Truth Nation, and I appreciate everybody that chimed in to try to give that message out into the community, old and young. That's powerful. But we got to go to the talk to text. I got some talk to text I wanted to read. 3417 says, I can't call in, but I will suggest that emotional intelligence should be included in MPS curriculum at an early age. People act on high emotions, and that's just not right. That's just not right. And it's true. I mean, I think that many times, only reason I was able to make that turnaround is because somebody
somebody outside of my family had to teach me what things mean, how things operate, how to deal with my emotions. And I had a name for it. I mean, when I was a kid, it was rage that was inside of me. It was some rage that was growing, and I was probably, upset about a lot of different things that I really wasn't mature enough to really understand at the time. Not having my mom around, not having my dad in my life, not having funding, money, grandma, it was just me and grandma most of the time, so I saw my other friends, they were doing things and had things that I didn't have. So the frustration builds up. And to each his own. To each his own. But that rage that's on the inside that's building up, and many times when we see that rage, we're reacting. We're reacting to it. So I agree. Maybe there should be a class in a curriculum on emotional intelligence, how to work through your emotions and understand how you feel. And many times I tell people how you feel is valid. I'm not saying what you're feeling is invalid. But there are ways to manage how you feel without causing yourself to cause harm to others or yourself. There's ways, and we got to teach those tactics. And it's some adults that don't even know the tactic. They just wilding out. Nick Cannon, he got what the show called Wilding Out. What, wilding out, crashing out? They promote this type of atmosphere. Get silly. Do some stupid stuff. Fill up the prisons. Go do something. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care no more. I'm about to be so emotionally driven that I'm about to lose it all right now. That's it. That's what they throwing out here. Matter of fact, when you argue with somebody, first thing they say, what they gonna do to you? Like, oh wow, like, no empathy, no conflict resolution, no nothing. If you do something to me, this is what I'm gonna do to you. You know what I mean? Oh wow. This is the culture. You gotta choose character over chaos. Somebody said, ask Eddie why he ain't never passed out information for his painting service. I need some paint done at my mom's crib. Hey. 9609 says, great job teaching and reaching our future. We got to head into the chat. We got a couple things in the chat. Craig XL says, what type of thrill from doing these things are these teens getting? I mean, there are way better things they could do than that. Craig also goes on to say, Tory, like you said, in order to crack that code to connect and get through, you have to be able to relate, be able to understand, and more importantly, you have to be willing to help. You got to be willing to do the work. Negative people gotta go. It's true. It's true. Mo the Elephant says, this is why there are reality TV shows. I stopped watching a lot of them. People are down with that stupid lifestyle. Sincere goes in to say, folks, pride and ego trying to impress people for entertainment purposes in a real way, scared just to be themselves because of ridicule. I'll say this. Management of thoughts, management of how you feel is pivotal for success.
Because in this world, everything ain't going to go your way. It's pivotal to add emotional intelligence to your lifestyle if you're trying to make it. People say all the time what you can't do. You got people that may be jealous of you. You got people that, for whatever reason, these are obstacles that you got to learn how to overcome. Low self-esteem. You got to learn to build yourself up, get the high self-esteem. You know what somebody did to me? They said, take your name. And thank God I only got 4 letters in my name. Tory, T-O-R-Y. Yeah. And thank God I got only 4 letters. Some of y'all got long names. Some of y'all got, 8, 9, 10 letters in y'all name. But this is what they told me as a young person trying to understand. This is one of the practices that they gave me when I was a young kid. They said, take your name and take every letter and write something powerful that starts with that letter to your name. And, Tory, terrific, O, outstanding, R, I don't know what I did for the R. Y, I just know that I took every letter and wrote something powerful, and then they took a picture of it. And they said, now live that, be that. Boost your self-esteem. Stop worrying about what people thinking about you. Stop worrying about if somebody don't like you. Love yourself. Have a plan. Take action. These are what the mentors was telling me. And thank God that I was open enough to receive the energy. I was able to receive what they were saying because they had me write it down. They had me look at myself in a different way that I was never taught. And it sunk in. It sunk in. Kathy says, not knowing how to regulate your emotions and learn how to cope also leads to drug and alcohol abuse. We here for it today, Truth Nation. Hey, look, when we come back, I'll give you the final thoughts on the show today. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on YouTube every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can watch the best radio show in Wisconsin by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Watch me explore the issues which are shaping our community while also having fun discussions, pop culture, current events, all kind of stuff going on right here on YouTube right now by subscribing to 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axhousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, That's all.
Hey there, did you hear? There are still spots open for Girl Scout Summer Camp 2025.
Whether you're into water activities, arts and crafts, sports and games, exploring nature, or even horseback riding, there's a camp just for you.
Choose from GSY's day camps, overnight camps, community day camps, or Camp Hero.
Bring a friend and get ready for a summer full of adventure, friendship, and leadership.
Register today and let's make this the best summer ever, Girl Scout style.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth, Tory Lowe Show, DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Hey, look, I appreciate everybody for chiming in today. I truly believe that when we talk about the young people, some of the old people can learn from it, from the conversation as well, because they may have not been, we may assume. Don't assume. Don't make a certain thing out of yourself by assuming. Okay. But it was a powerful conversation today, and I appreciate everybody for chiming in, because it's the beginning of, we're about to go into the hot days of summer, the dog days of summer. But we also want to be vigilant. We also want to be able to see it coming and understand how to approach it. Hey, once again, you got to be able to take information and implement. Information is no good if you can't install it, okay? So I appreciate everybody for chiming in, and all of the students, all of the young people that's listening to the show, I got you. We gonna work. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I need y'all to do something. I need y'all to start implementing some of these ideas so we can get to work as well. It's a two-way street. And even to y'all adults, it's a two-way street. All right? All right, everybody in the chat, y'all know how we get down. Salute to everybody that hit us up on the lines, and salute to everybody that's listening. Keep your head on a swivel. Green don't always mean go, and look both ways before you cross the street. I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.
Don't let nobody play me. If you are my homeboy, you never have to pay me. Go and put your hands up in times